Right now, let's head back to New Hampshire. We'll watch your testimony in the bad blood shooting trial. On the stand now is Angela LaChance. She's the victim, Kyle Violette's longtime partner, and the mother of his 2 children.
I was in his room playing video games.
Tell us a little bit, I think we know, but what was going on outside?
It was snowing.
All right. And not just snowing, right? This was a pretty big
It was
storm.
a pretty big, yeah, the biggest one of the year, I'm pretty sure.
What was your plan, and not to get too far in the weeds of this, but what was your plan for clearing the snow from your driveway?
My daughter's friend, her father plows, and he was supposed to come plow our driveway. We were going back and forth between text messages for quite some time, and he didn't show up when he said he was going to show up. And quite a few hours had gone by, so I really didn't think that he was going to show up. So our plan essentially was going to be to have to go out and shovel by hand.
All right. Plan B, shovels by hand.
Yep.
Create some degree of anxiety, concern among everybody?
Yeah, of course. There was a lot of snow.
And did you need to use cars in the morning?
Yes. Yep.
Live next door to you, I guess as you are facing the house to your right.
Jason Levesque and his parents.
And you said that there was kind of a plan A for your plowing and a plan B by hand. Look, had there been any concerns about the volume of snow out front?
Well, yeah, the snow piles up from the plow going through the street, and then it got built up even more by Mr. Levesque.
And so, had that been an issue prior to this night?
Yes.
In what way? How can you describe how you've seen the process work before?
He would plow his snow from the front of his driveway past our telephone pole, build up a pile in front of the street, and then push it in front of our driveway.
Okay. And you say there would be a pile near or just beyond the
telephone pole. Yep.
And was that a first step? And then what followed? And then what was the second step?
He would, because obviously he can't leave it in the street, he would ultimately push it at the end of our driveway.
Okay. And did that include the snow that was then back pulled out of his driveway?
Yes.
And had that been a tension point prior to the 4th?
It had happened at least one time before.
Okay. You were just talking about a family night moving towards, sounds like, closer to bedtime, where people dispersed in your home, doing their own thing.
Yeah.
What happened after that?
When we realized that Kendra's friend's father was probably not going to show up and we were going to have to plow by hand, Kyle noticed that Mr. Levesque was plowing his snow to the end of our driveway, which essentially would have made it more difficult for us to plow by hand. So he went out to ask him not to do that.
Can I ask you to provide kind of a sequence of events where you went to?
Yeah, so after he grabbed his hoodie, he went to walk out. I went into Kendra's room. I said, your dad just went out to go talk to the neighbor. Me and Kendra walked downstairs into the living room. We were kind of just walking around the living room. And then we went to the bay window next to the screen porch where the video camera is. And we were looking outside.
So this may be obvious. We were out there yesterday, I think you know, and you're describing there were 2 bay windows facing your house from your driveway. Are you talking about the one to the left or to the right?
If you're facing my screen porch, it's to the left.
If you're facing the screen porch.
If you're facing my house.
Then it's the first one to the
left.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you were both looking outside from there, and there was a surveillance camera from a similar angle. Is that fair?
Yeah, so the surveillance camera comes from the top left-hand side of the window, and myself and Kendra were just I mean, in the, you know, looking from the middle, Kendra was on the right.
After the events occurred outside,
Yeah.
did you have contact with law enforcement, any police officers?
Yes,
Did you agree to provide the surveillance footage from that camera to law enforcement?
yes, I gave it to them that night. I provided Kyle's phone because our cameras are on an app that was on his phone. We couldn't get onto the app on his phone, so I emailed it to them, I airdropped it to them, I provided multiple different ways of them having that video.
And that night, did they come inside at some point after this event and actually view
Yes.
your phone?
Yes,
Are you aware whether or not they actually then took a screen video of your screen video as well for
Yes.
short term?
yeah,
Okay. Look, I don't want to gratuitously do this, unnecessarily do this, but we watched that video yesterday.
Yeah.
And I want to play an abbreviated version. I think we need to go through the whole thing.
Sure.
Certainly defer to the defense. But I want to show you a portion of that because I have some follow-up questions for you.
okay.
Okay? Bear with me just a second, Your Honor. May we set up? We managed to upgrade. Good. Yep. And Your Honor, for the record, this is State's Exhibit 2 as a full exhibit.
Thank you.
Judge, this will just take a minute. Your Honor, with the court's permission, may the witness leave the stand and approach the well.
Once you're ready.
Yep. Your voice seems to carry fairly well, but I'm just going to bring this down. And just holding my breath. Angela, do you recognize this image?
Yes, that's the image from the surveillance camera in my bay window.
Thank you. Counsel, can we play and spare? I don't know that everybody needs to see the plowing again, but perhaps when Mr. Violette leaves the residence. And can you identify this person?
That's Kyle.
You had described him putting on a hoodie. Did you see him do that?
Yes,
If I could stop there. Are you able to see Mr. Levesque's truck door open in the left corner adjacent to the house?
yes,
Okay. And you had just said, there he goes.
yep.
Who are you referring to?
I'm referring to Jason getting out of his truck.
All right. And can I have you continue? Can I pause it here? You just said, I hope he doesn't do anything stupid.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Levesque.
And are you able to hear from your, I guess, vantage point, the conversation or words exchanged, if any, between Levesque and...
No, we were not able to hear anything.
Okay. Could we continue to play? We stop. Can you tell who it is that backs away or separates from the truck?
In which part?
This part here, the individual on the right to your knowledge is...
That's Kyle.
Okay.
That I can see right there by the pole.
All right. Please.
No, we have to come out of the cell. Hey! He just
Can you rewind just back to approximately the point where she indicates he has a gun? Pause, please. You yelled at about this point that he has a gun.
That was Kendra.
Kendra,
Yeah.
were you able to see a firearm?
So when Kendra noticed the gun, I was walking towards the window, but I was looking down when she yelled, "He has a gun." I looked up and I witnessed the first shot to the face.
Could you tell that he had a firearm in his hand?
Yes.
And was there anything about the lighting or the distance that prohibited you from seeing what he had in his hand?
Nothing at all. I had a very clear view.
Were you able to see whether Kyle had anything in his hand or brandished anything in his hand during your period of observation?
No, Kyle never brandished anything or had anything in his hand.
And can you roll this?
No, we have to come out of the cell. Hey! He just
Can you pause it? What direction was Kyle proceeding in when the first shot was fired?
Kyle was starting to walk home.
And the next 5 shots, were you able to tell what direction he was proceeding when they were fired?
Kyle was already on the ground from the first shot.
And his movements, in what direction did he go?
He was trying to army crawl home.
Can you just proceed? Who is this?
That's Kendra.
And who is this?
That's me.
I think that's good. Ma'am, could you resume the witness stand, please?
Clearly, that video, obviously, bringing horrible memories back to the witness on the stand. Let's get a break. We'll get you back into the courtroom for more testimony right after this. Stay with us.
Grieving widow or mastermind behind a murder.
Monica Cementelli is accused of plotting to kill her husband.
Famed celebrity hairstylist Fabio Cementelli.
Prosecutors say she and her lover killed Fabio to collect a big life insurance policy.
The defense may say she's a bad woman, but she wouldn't be involved in a murder.
It's a whodunit Hollywood story, but will there be a twist that no one sees?
The celebrity stylist murder trial, today, only on Court TV.
All right, let's head back to New Hampshire now, where the bad blood murder trial is in day 2. Jason Levesque is charged with attempted murder and first-degree assault in the shooting death of his neighbor, Kyle, all over an argument about plowing snow in Kyle's yard. We just saw the video, and the jury says it's a little difficult to see because the quality's not that great. But, boy, the audio, it's very apparent what's going on. He whips out a gun and starts firing, to the horror of everyone there, including Kyle Violette's girlfriend, LaChance. She is on the stand. Let's go back in.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
We just left off where you went outside. Can you describe how Kyle appeared to you when you reached him?
When I went outside, he was curled up in a ball by the telephone pole, bleeding profusely. I called 911 immediately.
What's your estimate of how long it took for law enforcement to respond?
Only a couple of minutes. It was very fast.
And from there, can you just briefly describe to us the sequence of events that you experienced it?
Yeah, one of the officers started rendering aid while the other officers took Mr. Levesque into custody.
And when you say rendering aid, did they render aid at the scene, at that location?
Yeah, I believe one of the officers ripped his shirt off. They had to turn him over onto his side because he was choking on the blood from the first shot to the face.
Were you there for that?
Yes.
And can you just confirm for us that Kyle was taken from the scene by ambulance to a local hospital?
Yeah, first he was taken by ambulance to Frisbee. I met him there.
And can you just describe for us the sequence of events and what happens next in terms of...
I couldn't get my car out of the driveway, so I had to call one of my coworkers who came and picked me up, and she brought me to Frisbee. They immediately let me back into the room where Kyle was. They had taken off most of his clothing. They had to cut it off. He was not conscious. He was still alive, but he was not conscious. They told me that he had lost a good portion of his blood and that they were...
I just have to object to you saying.
But I understand the objection, Your Honor. I'll rephrase and focus. When I'm asking about the experience, it's not necessary, and other witnesses would have to provide the actual assessment. And so I'd ask you not to convey through hearsay what the doctors told you.
Oh, sure.
Just, I just want to get a sequence of your experience. Where did you go? How long were you at Frisbee?
He was not I couldn't tell you exactly how long we were there. It was not very long. He was transported to Portsmouth shortly after.
What did you do from there?
I went to Portsmouth. I had my coworker drive me to Portsmouth.
And were you able to see Kyle at Portsmouth?
I was not able to see Kyle at Portsmouth because he was in emergency surgery.
And how long, in your estimate, and again, I don't need to hold you to an exact, but how long do you think you were at Portsmouth?
Maybe a couple of hours.
And what happened next?
They took him to Boston Medical Center.
You know how he got down there?
Yeah, by ambulance.
And what did you do?
I went home to check on my children because they had stayed home. And then I went to Boston.
And how often were you able to see Kyle in Boston?
I stayed with Kyle in Boston from the day he got there until the day he went home.
Approximately how long was he admitted to the Boston facility?
April 5th to May 1st.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'd like to approach. This is going to be medical photos. Court's permission, I'd like to approach, show this witness what's been marked as State's Exhibit 19 as a full exhibit. Counsel is 260 discovered.
Just double check. I think we have no problem. 19 full exhibit, yes. And that's okay.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Angela, I'm going to show you a photograph from that time. Just we're talking about the States 19. That's